gotta do it my way. Hard in the paint, so I get it like day. Focused on the check, got no time for the play to get it like day.
This is the grand finale, part 5, LaDasha Diamond, My Life Story. If you watch part 1 through 4, you know this was a journey of ups, downs, good, bad, healing. We still on the healing journey. So to close this out, we're gonna keep it all positive because that's what it's about. At the end of the day, it has to be positive. So the first question I have for you, just off the top, is what are some takeaways that you want to share in regards to your family dynamics, relationships, recovery from NPD? Talk about that.
All right, for sure. So I wanted to do this finale just to kind of go over what I went over in my docu-series volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in regards to my family dynamics, I really just want to take away that my family really equipped me with the strength, resilience, and faith to conquer life and to be successful at life. So what do I mean by that? Yes, my family had challenges. We had some traumas. We had a tragedy. But at the end of the day, my family always came together in love, solidarity, and unity under the premise of God first. So I was always taught about God. I was always taught about faith. And regardless of what we went through in this journey of life, I always knew who I was with God in a spiritual manner, that I am more than a conqueror, and that anything I go through, God allowed me to go through that to strengthen me and to help me become who I am. So when it comes to my family dynamics, I'm very proud of my family. I'm proud of the family reunions we had, the family dinners, learning about my family history, and just watching my family interact with one another in a beautiful way, like learning to make sweet potato pie with my grandma, learning how to change oil with my uncle, going fishing with my other auntie and uncle. There were so many things, gems that I've learned that taught me um, just family values, morality, and principles to stand on. And I'm very proud about that. When it comes to relationships, I think some of the major takeaways is setting boundaries and knowing my worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's not found. So with family, a lot of times you take things you shouldn't take, or you give more chances than maybe you should, and you forget a lot. That's your family, right? When you out in the world dealing with perfect strangers, they don't always deserve your forgiveness. They don't always deserve a second chance. And I had to learn my value, my worth, and setting boundaries. And I think that's okay, because that's helped me become a better person, a better friend, and a better lover. Because I think without the boundaries, we aren't able to meet our full potential. So a friend told me that you are the person to teach someone how to treat you. And that means a lot. So you teaching people how to treat you with what you allow them to do, what you allow them to bring in your life. So for the most part, my family values taught me not to allow certain things in my life, but the curiosity in me and the need to learn and the need to have connection with others, I was allowing things that I probably shouldn't throughout my life. But I was young too, so it's all about growth. So I don't look at it as something bad. I look at it as something good, because I'm young, I'm growing, I'm learning, and now I learned something that no one can take away from me, because it was my own personal experience. And what I can do with that personal experience, now that I've digested it, processed it, and I understand it, I have the awareness, I can get on this camera or one-on-one, face-to-face in person with someone and share that and help someone else not go through the things I went through, or if they are going through the things that I went through, help them navigate through it. So I'm really, happy about that. The NPD, some of the takeaways I have from that is similar into relationships, just basically setting my boundaries. But also what I learned, something that Diamond said in part 4, was that when people don't hold accountability, when you are standing up for yourself, when you are setting boundaries, and someone gaslights you or tells you that they're not going to do it, or they don't validate your feelings and things like that. And they don't hold accountability for things that they did or done to you, then, it's like that is information. It's not for me to judge it, but it's information for me to say, you know what, you're not the person for me, or that's not what I'm into. So I think the NPD really did help me learn that energy signature I talked about before. And just that when I feel that energy signature of like not feeling comfortable within my body, feeling triggered, feeling these butterflies, to trust that. Trust in my intuition, trust in myself, and trust in my own experiences. I think it's a definite takeaway.
Right. So, why do you think you went through these specific experiences in your life? Do you think it was because you would eventually have a testimony, or do you think that you were just young and learning, and these were sadly some growing pains that you had to go through?
Mm, good question. I think it was a little bit of both. I think from a spiritual perspective, because what this experience did for me, the narcissist personality disorder experience, what it really did for me is show me the meaning of spiritual warfare and the fact that some people really do plot on other people. And those people are like two different types of people, prey and predators, right? You have predators and you have prey. So what it taught me is that in spiritual warfare, you have the good and the evil, or the chosen ones and the demonic ones. And I feel like I've already shown who I am. I'm not a demon. I'm not demonic. So I have to be on the other side. I'm not evil. I don't have evil intentions. So I have to be on the other side, which is the good side, the chosen one side, the empathetic side versus the narcissistic side. And I had to realize that I can't take this so personal, because there's many people in the world going through this dynamic of empath and narcissist, right? And it does start with families. And what I've realized is that the tragedies and the traumas that I had in my family was just preparing me for what was to come in the real world as I became an adult. So, yes, I do think that the specific reasons I went through what I went through was for me to learn personally and for me to become who I am, a women's empowerment coach, a super duper activist for injustice in the world, and also for me to help break generational curses within my own family. Because I do believe some of these tragedies and traumas and cycles and patterns follow you from generation to generation. Oh, my grandma did that. Oh, my granddaddy was a drunk. My daddy was an alcoholic. No, I'm an alcoholic. It takes someone in that family to recognize it, become aware, and break that cycle. And I think that's what I was here to do. And I don't take my experience as a victim. I take my experience as an honor, a badge of honor. And my stripes, my what do they call them? Your war wounds and stripes and stuff. I feel like that's just for me to remember like how strong I am and who I am and whose I am, which I belong to the most high God. And I believe that God is the most powerful of all energy, demonic or toxic or manipulative. I feel like God was always in control. And no matter what I was going through, even if I didn't know at the time, God was leading and guiding me. And eventually me and God became in alignment. And then we were able to like work together to get me through that process.
Right. Well, I was going to ask you this one, which pretty much answered it already.
Oh, cool. I
So,
tell you, I might have some more to say.
do you feel like every person has a life path or a
Every
specific
person.
life path?
Every person. Does every person have a specific life path? I do believe so. And I even believe the narc and the toxic people have a life path too. I think it goes something like this. We all line up. We're souls in heaven. God gives us all our jobs that we're going to do down in earth. And it's like some of us, some of our souls are like, I want to go down to transition this. I want to go down and work on this. I want to go heal these things. And others, I think other souls are just like, they're given a mission of being a hater. They're given a mission of being that toxic person, because what it does is it pushes the person that they're being toxic against into their power, their purpose. You know what I mean? So I do feel like everyone has a role to play in this big old game of life. Everybody. There's always a villain, a protagonist, and antagonist in every story. So it's just choosing what part of that you want to play.
Final question. How do you feel your experience relates to spiritual growth and awareness?
Yeah, like I was saying, I think a lot of what we go through is to push us into our spiritual awakening so that we can know who we are. Because I was walking around life not necessarily knowing how powerful I was. I didn't know that I was a master manifester. I didn't know I could slay demons until I was put in a situation to slay demons. So I feel like, yes, you know. And I'm very happy and I feel good because now I know who I am and the power I possess. And now I want to go around and empower others to step into their power and know who they are. So look me, LaDasha Diamond Speaks, LaDashaDiamond.com, so we can go further into this. And then maybe I can walk you through a specific situation you're going through because now I have the expertise and I have the experience. And I also have the compassion in the heart and I'm also healing through it. And it takes a village. You know what I mean? Each one teach one, each one reach one. And I'm open to listening to others, sharing my story more in depth, and just healing together. You fed up with the bullshit and all the fake leveling. Yeah, you see it's eating me. I know you wanna be with me. All us in VIP, but no, you can't have lunch with me. Sit up in the nosebleeds where all them other suckers be. You're not my company. You only wanna sip the tea. While me and my mans be out here hustling 7 days a week. It's no days off. Yeah, we get it how we live. It's a solid one, bitch. Still fuck how you feel.